This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Districts in Canada,
from the Pacific to Atlantic, anytime and wherever you are. Join us.
You are watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio.
Watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio. INCRadio Canada. Join us. Join us, join us, join us. INCRadio Canada. Join us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. I am Sister Jonah Lopez here from the local congregation of Eastern District of Edmonton. And happy Saturday or Sunday, wherever you may be tuning in from. And thank you for tuning in. We have Tita G there from Cainta District of Rizal, Philippines. Tita G, thank you for tuning in. And as well as Cousin Ida from GT is there as well. I will be joined in by some of our other hosts from the other districts shortly. But right now we have Kuya JC, and I think Kuya JC is available to speak. Kuya, if you're available to speak, and just a quick greeting from you there in Calgary.
Yes, hello po. It's snowing, raining. I don't know what type of weather we have here in Calgary right now. Pero po, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone watching, listening, and streaming INC Radio po sa inyo lahat. And malamig na gabi po, hapon dito po from Calgary. Back to you,
Wow,
Ate Jo.
did you say snowing and raining, Kuya?
Yes, kasi ang nangyayari right now is it's wet snow. So snow siya. Pero when it reach your car or kung ano man part ng ano mo, ng sahig or anyway, wet na siya, basa na. Nagiging tubig na siya. So, yes.
Oh.
It's
So hindi pa siya officially spring there in Calgary, hindi pa, not yet.
sabi nila sa calendar, it's official, pero syempre, in reality, alam naman natin dito sa Canada, ang weather ay paiba-iba.
Very unpredictable. Yes, very unpredictable. Actually, dito sa Edmonton, it's a very nice weather we have. It's been mga 15, umaabot ng 18 degrees. So it's really nice and very timely sa topic natin for today, which is floral fashion in the spring. So, when we talk about spring, it doesn't only remind us of flowers in bloom, but also in our fashion. Kasi for us na merong winter, di ba? We always wear black or gray or dark brown, laging dark colors, di ba? But then when spring comes, we want to make a change. Medyo, yung mga floral. And yung floral, mind you, di ba, Kuya, hindi lang naman not only for the women or the sisters, nagiging ano na rin siya kahit sa lalaki, you wear yung floral na top o kaya yung mga necktie. Ikaw ba, do you have that as well?
I have. So, sa necktie, I usually have different neckties. Marami akong sets ng neckties. And I have yung meron may flowers or yung yellow and orange, yung mixtures and everything.
Uh-huh.
And usually, I also have, mahilig ako dun sa floral na polo, upper.
Yes. Yun nga
So,
eh.
and I like the pink and the yellow color too. Parang nagaganda lang ako sa kanya pag ano. But yeah.
And
like
the thing is kasi we're so used to wearing dark pag when it's winter time, 'di ba? Black, gray, dark brown. So pag spring here especially here in Canada, we want to bring out a little bit of, parang alam mo yun, you want some color. So you want like the orange and the pink. Noon, di ba, parang stereotype pag pink, parang pang babae lang. But now, I really like it when I see brothers wearing like light pink or kaya lavender or mint green or yellow because it looks different. It looks nice lalo pag yung whenever you attend let's say worship service or church gatherings. It's really nice to see, different colors like that. Do you agree on that, Kuya?
Yeah, kasi ako meron talagang set of yellow. Meron din akong set of pink. Yun yung usually kasi parang nila parang feminine colors din, pang babae ito talaga yung mga colors din. But then again, I like to have pink kasi parang ewan ko, natutuwa lang ako I have a polo shirt that I usually wear to work na color pink. And I don't mind like, oh, you're wearing pink. Yeah, I don't mind. Pero yun nga, it does look like nice at saka ano din. Parang ano siya, refreshing if you're gonna say.
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
kala
Very,
nila it's like dark color usually pang mga lalaki, oh, dark color is like, oh, napaka-masculine.
yeah.
But then again, it's like yun nga, if it's sunny tapos lalabas ka, oh, why not wear that color, yellow or pink, diba?
Lalo na, especially when it's really sunny and very bright sa labas, it's nice to be able to wear something pastel, yung parang light colors.
Mhm.
And then it's nice to the eyes, hindi yung parang, it's sunny and bright and then you're wearing black. Although we're not saying that you cannot wear black even in the spring or summer because some people also do that. Even in the spring and summer they do that. But here, for a change, because spring is all about a new season, new beginnings. So you have a tendency to, okay, what can we do to make a change? So that's what we're going to be that's what we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, let's welcome our other host, our Ate Kat.
Naka floral.
Yes, yes.
Ayan, hello, hello po. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our listeners and viewers of INCRadio Canada. My name is Sister Kathleen Ga, and I'm from the District of British Columbia. Ayan po.
And Ate Kat is looking so springy, naka-floral. How's the weather there, Ate Kat, in BC?
Yes, our weather here po, it's very sunny, and it's the first day that actually the sun shines again. It's been a whole week of rain, so I'm very happy to see the sunshine. So it's very warm. I think it's currently 15 degrees Celsius here in
Wow.
my area, but I know everywhere in the lower Vancouver is also experiencing the sunshine. So yan, umiinit na talaga ang panahon, which I'm very excited.
Yes, yes. No, Kuya Jason was just saying in Calgary it's snowing and raining right now. So I was like, oh, is this really spring? So I said, oh, you know what? I'm not jealous of that because here it's nice. It's almost just like there. It's we're around 15 degrees and then sometimes it goes up to 18, which is really, really nice. And so looking forward to more of this kind of weather. But before this, just want to greet some of our viewers and listeners tuned in. Of course, our Kuya Mario, who's always, always present, even on Faith and Melody. He's always there. So good morning. He says, good morning here in the Philippines and enjoy watching here on INCRadio Canada Satellite Studio from the local of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. And of course, my bestie is there supporting as well. Hello, hello, Ate Kier. And we also have Kadjo Badas. Kadjo is the dad of Katie. Every time Edmonton prepares what's in your cookbook, so she got that skill from the dad and the mom and the aunt. So they're all there. Kadjo Formales, also from Edmonton, is our book club vice president. So they're all tuning in right now, waiting for Katie's What's in Your Cookbook, as well as Kahilda Mamukod, who's the aunt of Katie. So yan ang mga everyone there tuning in right now. So thank you for tuning in. And yes, we have an exciting topic, floral fashion in the spring. And so as we continue to spend warmer and longer days, spring fashion is also something we look forward to. So Kuya Jason and I were talking earlier at the Cat. I don't know about you. I was telling everyone earlier, I love it when our brothers, especially my husband, even my son, whenever they wear a spring or like pastel color, like polo shirt. Do you also? What's your opinion on that one, Ate Kat?
Yes, it just brightens up the room, right, Bo? Because normally during winter, all of us are wearing the black, brown, neutral color, medyo boring. Pero when it comes to spring, that's when you started wearing more colorful colors, more bright, and it just lifts up the ambience po. So every time I see my husband also wearing like floral colors, I know he doesn't really like that much, but every time I see him, because most of his church clothes for summer, like the barong, are actually very colorful po. So uh,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Totally agree. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Sabi ko, dito because we have winter. Even there, although it's not like I guess recently you've also been experiencing almost like winter weather there because it's been snowing as well. So you see a lot of the dark, the blacks and the grays and the chocolate brown. So everything's just like so black and like so dark and so gloomy. So sabi ko, pag spring, it's nice to bring out, like you said, something refreshing, something like colors or, bright colors to brighten actually the day, brighten our, just the sight of our eyes. It's nice. And talking about floral fashion, it's nice to see because we were at, Kuya JC and I were talking earlier. We said, it's nice to see even our brothers, you see them wearing something like floral top or kaya naman floral na necktie, right? And
Mhm.
it's noon kasi 'di ba parang stereotype na pag floral o pang babae lang yan. It's only for women, it's only for sisters. O kaya naman pink and the yellow and the mint green. So pang babae, it's only for female. But no, now it's nice. Actually, I love it when my even my husband, Kuya Henry, when he wears like the lavender or the pink. I really love how it's different though. It's different seeing them in that color. I don't know. Do you prefer seeing Kuya Christian wear that or yung laging like the darker shade? Does it matter? The season.
Honestly po, I'm always into bright colors. Majority of my dresses are floral, bright colors. I like it when I see him wearing that because he has a very light tone. He has a very
Oh,
light
yeah.
skin tone, and it actually complements his light skin tone po. Whenever he wears something like um pink or purple, it just brightens up more of his parang biglang nagba-bright.
Noted. Yes. And I noticed that. Even kasi 'di ba during the springtime, there's more of the sunny days. And so right away, if you see something nice and bright or colorful, parang it brings out, that nice energy, that vibrant energy. And then so you're like, oh, this is really nice. You want to see. And then of course, especially there, you have a lot of parks, a lot of nice places that you can actually see a lot of flowers in bloom, like cherry blossoms. That's, one of the nicest, I guess, things that you can be so proud of kasi marami dyan. Like here, very seldom. You can actually see sa yard ng mga, the residents, but not really, not as, many and not as beautiful as you can see there. You even have that garden that's really, really beautiful. And now I think you also have that tulip festival. So
Yeah.
that one is like, oh, I wish I could be there. But going on to our topic discussion today, Ate Kath, we can always add something different in our wardrobe. Not only for us sisters, but even for our brothers, right? Especially the ones that are tuned in right now. So spring is a time for something new or something fresh, like you said. So what kind of floral print do you prefer? Ikaw, personally, gusto mo ba yung like the large print or yung maliit? Or do you prefer a certain kind of flower? Ganyan. Or any preference in color?
Preference in colors, I would say what I'm wearing right now, most of my florals are the same of color. I really love bright pink and subtle pink. Any tones of pink po, I love it so much. In terms of the florals, what kind of florals? Actually, I used to love tulips po a lot. Like even now, tulips is kind of like my number one, rose, all of that type. But recently, I have been discovering this type of flower, the peonies.
Oh, yes. I love those.
Yes, and it blooms sometime closer to summer and until the end of summer. But I just find it every time I have to buy it, it's just like this big bulb of flower. But then when it actually blossoms, it's so pretty. Actually, I went to I remember last year during summer, I went to farmers market here and I don't know about in your area, but here in Vancouver or Squamish area, we're very fortunate to have like farmers market where we support local markets. So during that time, I used to get like even one to two, three stems of peonies. And once they just blossom, it just like fills up the entire vase. And it's just, I've been loving peonies recently. But yeah, most of the things for like rose, peonies, and tulips are my favorite now.
You know, when I went to Chicago in January, because you were talking about peonies, my friend actually gave me a bouquet, and it had that. And like you said, it starts like just a bulb, right? And then she showed me a picture of when it was fully blown up. It's so pretty because it's just like bigla na lang parang ang ganda-ganda niya. It's like, and then it's like you said, very colorful. So see, something like that, even on, dining table, if you have fresh flowers in your yard, and then you cut some of that, and then you put it on, let's say, the table, even the living room, it just brightens up the whole room. It gives a different outlook. All of a sudden, you feel like, oh yes, it is spring or summer is coming up. And also, I found out that there are edible flowers that you can put in on your, let's say, if you're making cake or you're making pastry, that you can actually put some of this, not just to wear or not just to decorate, but even they even have edible flowers that you can. So there's a lot of different things, when it comes to flowers, and it not only beautifies, let's say, your home, even our houses of worship as well. When it's during the landscaping, you prepare for the landscape of the house of worship, but the yard, it's nice to be able to put different kinds of flowers, different colors as well, to beautify that. So when it comes to spring, this is when everything just kind of blossoms, everything just flourishes, and not just the flowers, but even, you have a different energy when it's spring, when the sun is out, when you're able to see the sun, when you wake up in the morning and you see it's so sunny, it's nice. It just brings out that energy, different energy that, do you feel the same way, Ate Kath, whenever you see that?
Yes, of course po. It's I always go to my parents' house and because she has every time this time around she have those ano bang tawag na? They're like they're what is it called for flowers that actually returns back every year? There's the
Oh,
term.
perennial?
Yes, she has
Perennial.
a lot of perennial floor plants that comes back every year. So every time I needed to, I go to my parents' house. I would cut a bulb and and uh, and get some. But it just yeah, the feeling po of being surrounded for flowers, and that's one of the things. That's why when we got married, one of my lists with the like is to have fresh flowers. So I have to go through different suppliers but to be able to get as much as fresh flowers during my wedding because I know they can be very expensive but just it just brightens up and it's just a different feeling.
Yes, yes. You know what? I have some more from Edmonton tuning in right now. We have Kasani Basilio. He's one of our head deacons, and we also have Brother Matt Ibanez, who's our head of TSV, and even Kuya JC Almerido is there. So he's talking about a different kind of flower that he says, when you're old. I think everyone knows that kind of flower when you're old, and you just put it, I guess, on your head, or I don't know where you want to put that. But talking
This is so
about
funny po kasi I recently went to a herbal medicine place last week, and one of the things I got was white flower. But it helps you heal with your ano pa, your headache. So yes, so yeah, I definitely agree with you that white flower is one of the best for curing the headaches.
we were asking earlier, what do you prefer when it comes to floral pattern? You know, Atikir was saying she likes the tiny flowers, like see, for me, I think we're the same. I like the dainty, like the little, like the florets, like the minis. Yes, but then if, let's say, if I'm gonna wear something with let's say a flower, it's either one big one, or if it's going to be like a full dress, it's like the small, the dainty one. And I personally prefer like the pastel color, not the bright. But I've seen lately on our many platforms on radio, and even INC TV, INC Media, they're promoting our outfit of the day, especially for worship services. And so they've been showing a lot of nice colors, nice prints, bold colors. And then they have the big floral designs, or the small dainty designs. And so it's really nice to have a variety of different floral designs. And like I said, not just only for our sisters, but even our brothers as well. They're also like, they're also following, I guess, the trend. When it's summer, they want to wear something fresh looking, the colors they want, to do the pastel colors. So it's really nice, kind of a change in fashion from the dark gray, the browns, and the blacks, to actually be seen wearing something nice and something different and something colorful. So which is something nice to add, especially in the springtime. But before we continue, I think we are ready, because you know what, we have a good, I would say, almost like a cook now, because she's been cooking a lot, even at home. And I think she's following the footsteps of her dad. And not just her dad, mom, brother, even auntie are all cooking at home. So I think Kuya DP, who's our Kuya Tech there in the Philippines right now, I think you can prepare our what's in your cookbook, so then we can all just get hungry once more and get ready for our what's in your cookbook. And this is going to be again Sister Katie from the local congregation of Eastwood here in the district of Edmonton. Kuya DP, take it away.
Hello everyone! Today we're going to make a custard cake. For the cake butter, you will need these ingredients. You will need 1 cup of sifted cake flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of sugar, 4 egg yolks, half a cup of evaporated milk, 1/4 cup of oil, 1 cup of condensed milk, 3/4 cup of evaporated milk, 6 egg yolks, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. For the meringue, you will need 6 egg whites, 1/3 cup of sugar, and half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. You will also need a mixer. Before we do anything else, you will need to caramelize half a cup of sugar. is put the sugar into the baking pan. Now we need to use these and like hold it here. Now we're going to keep on shaking it until the sugar melts and caramelizes. Now it's done. Now we're going to set it aside for now. Now we're going to make the custard. The first thing you'll need to do is separate the egg yolk from all 6 eggs and put it into the bowl. So let's do that. Now that we've added all of the 6 egg yolks, it's time to add the 3 other ingredients. So, vanilla, and these. Where's my sugar? Now that we've added all the ingredients, we're going to stir it. Make sure you stir it gently. Now that we're done mixing the custard, we have to sift it 2 times to make the custard smooth. So, let's do that. Now that the custard is already sifted, we now need to make the butter. So, all you need to do is add all the ingredients. Alright, now that we've added all the ingredients, it's time to mix. Before we make the meringue, we need to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. To make the meringue, you will need to use the mixer. So the first ingredients you will need to put is the egg whites and the cream of tartar. Now, for the sugar, we will need to add this little by little. So first we need to mix it a little bit, and then we'll add a little bit of sugar, and then a little bit of sugar, and like that. So first, let's start the mixer. Now let's check if the texture is stiff. Now let's check if we pick it up, it shouldn't fall. That's how we know that it has a good texture. So is it falling? No. That means that it is ready. Now we're going to mix the meringue and the butter. So you have to fold it gently. Now that everything's ready, it's time to layer them. So first, we're gonna get our custard and put it into our caramelized sugar. So let's put it in. This is the first layer. Second layer. Now it's time to add this. Now we're going to take this thing and put it in the tray. Let's be careful. Alright. Now we're going to steam bake it, which means we're going to put our hot water around the thing. Whoa. Since I'm scared of the oven, I let my mom put it inside the oven. So now we're going to set the timer for 1 hour and 25 minutes. Now it's done! But before we do anything else, we have to wait for it to cool before we flip it. It's cooled down. The custard cake is now ready to flip. So let's flip it. All right, let's see. Whoa! It's perfect! All right, let's try it. Okay, let's get this. All right. Ooh. All right. Time to eat. is so creamy and the cake is so fluffy. It's perfect. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Katie from the local of Eastwood, District of Edmonton. See you next time po!
Wow. And happy birthday to Sister Katie. And thank you. See, Ate Kat, I have my own. This
Wow,
one. Let
ang
me show
sarap
you.
naman.
This one is special. Actually, if you can see, there's like ube.
Wow.
Ube custard. Yes. Courtesy of Ate Katie. It's, oh my.
I haven't made custard cake, or we call it in the Filipino leche flan po, but she did it so perfect. Like
The
the
layer.
the layering of the cake and the custard was just like, wow.
Yes.
Sana po terhan niyo ako para matikman niyo.
Yes, I will. Or maybe we'll ask Sister Katie to make new batch. So then, yes, looking forward to that, Atikat. Just want to greet some more of our brothers and sisters in the chat. We've got Ate Jean De Jesus viewing from Edmonton as well, the Jesus family. Of course, Kaami is there as well. Ka Celia Antos, wow. Eastwood, not Edmonton. Eastwood is in the house. So thank you po mga kapatid for tuning in today. As well as Ka Lance, I see Ka Lance Buban, one of our evangelical worker, as well as Ka Brian Tekneng, our CFO overseer, is also there in our chat. And even as early as kanina pa, Tita G is there. So hello to everyone there. And thank you for tuning in. Right now, we'll just pause for a station break, Kuya DP, and then we will be right back with more of our topic discussion.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Hello, DJ. How was school today?
Hi, Nanay. It was good po. How about you po? How was your day? And are you almost home po?
It was great. The weather is amazing too. And I'm almost home. Is there something bothering you?
Our art teacher asked our class to paint a bunny and egg, but I told him that I do not celebrate Easter because it's against the teaching of God po.
That's right. We are taught from our worship services and Bible studies that we do not follow such practices because it's not from the Bible. You can share the website incmedia.org to your teacher so that he can understand what we are taught.
Okay po. I will do that po. See you soon po.
Being model students, helping the elderly when in need, obeying our parents, doing house chores,
and sharing the true faith are just some of the qualities that young members of the Church of Christ possess.
As members of the Church of Christ, it is fundamental for the youth to always live according to the true Christian values.
And thank you for that. And we are back. So on this point, we will show you some of, formal attire, both for the adult and the children. Some floral, I would say, outfit that we wear during our worship service and special occasions in the Church of Christ. So Kuya DP, if you can get that ready for all of us. And then we'll just kind of like banter a little bit kami ni Ate Kath sa mga pictures that, oh, there you go. Sister Brynell from, now it's not Ottawa anymore, right, Ate Kath? It's now Quebec and Atlantic. Yes. So, and see for this one, See, she's wearing a bright, very bright yellow, and then the floral prints is just like white and a little bit of black. So which is like contrasting, but really very pretty, especially with her skin tone. It's just like, very nice. Next one, Kuya. We also have Atika there, so you'll be surprised. Oh, that's me. See, almost the same color as Ati Brunel.
Very
This
bright
one,
yellow.
yes, bright yellow, right? But then I have a, I like to put on like cardigan to just kind of like highlight or accentuate, get whatever color you have on the prints and then kind of just accentuate. Next one, Kuya.
Ayan. Oh, ako pala yan. That's me. Ayan. So, yes. So, that one, it's not super bright, but very ano po siya. I think it's an darker floral. Darker floral, I would say. But I really love that dress too.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It looks really nice. Next one, Kuya. Oh, our birthday girl. There you go, Sister Katie. Again, you know what? It's not pastel, but then she's got like the black background, but then she's got, the floral. I think that's your favorite kind of flower, I think. Does it, or is that rose? It
I
looks like
think that's probably rose.
yeah. Yeah. Our birthday girl. Next one, Kuya. These are just some of the dresses that we would wear for worship services or even Bible study or evangelical mission. These are just some that oh, this is Sister Kiara.
Hi,
So, see what like that, floral, light, it's pastel, and the print is like very dainty, very nice, it's something that you can wear even if it's long sleeves, but because the material is like very thin, so it could be like, something fresh and cool even in the summer or spring time, right?
Yes.
Next one, and long too. Nice length. Next one, Kuya. Oh, who's this?
Ah, ayan. Very I like the
Very,
color.
very dainty, right?
I really like the combination of the light. I think that's light lilac and then the darker purple.
Darker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah,
very nice.
very dainty. I
And
like that.
we
I like.
also use for different occasions. Po.
Mhm. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, not just in worship services, something like this you can wear for weddings as well, special, yeah, like milestone birthdays, I would say. So very nice. I really love it. It's very dainty. Do we have any more, Kuya DP? I know we have some with the kids too. See this one. This is oh, I forgot to get her name. This is the granddaughter of our head deacon Kanemi Medina. We call her the Japanese doll because she looks like a Japanese doll in person. She's so cute. But look at the details of her dress. It's almost like a lace, but then there's like, floral prints on the lace itself. So it's even her shoes got like the butterfly and the floral there, and she's got a ribbon for
So
CWS.
yes, but florals are not just for bright. It could be also that plain looking, but also looks. I think for if you get someone to wear this for ano po, adults, I think it'll be more very
It's very nice.
elegant.
Yes.
Elegant.
Yeah.
And cute.
Yes. Next one, Kuya. Oh, look at this. You know what? Look at the background. It's full of snow, but look at them not even wearing a jacket. No, because I think it was 2 weeks ago when there's a lot of snow, but then it was warm. And so like, and kids, they can, I guess, they can withstand even if it's cold. They don't have to wear a jacket. But look, like I said, the florals, it's not just for the girls, not just for the sisters, even for our little brothers, they're wearing that floral top. And it's not even, not pastel, it's blue, but then I guess the daintiness of the little flowers makes it like nice and bright. And we've got Sister Empress with that pink with the black flowers there, and likewise our little sister with all this pink. Oh, I love it. I just love the little details of those flowers there. Who's next, Kuya? Oh, look at this one. Our little dalaga. She's
Filipiniana
very
design.
Yes, yes. I love that we are able to have this kind, even for our little brothers and sisters, even for the barong, they have that. And this one, I love how it's so simple, and yet because it's like just on top of, a dress, a plain white one, and she's able to wear that, and the details of that. Uh, the flowers and the leaves in that. So very cute. Next one. And hello to Ka Irene Makaspak. Oh, there's your niece.
That's my niece, and she's wearing a very long pink dress. Yeah, and she attended the children's worship service and then took a picture outside the chapel. I think that was taken during the Thanksgiving. So yes,
Wow. I think that's
it's good.
it. But I think the last picture that we have, this is a courtesy of, I think, this is courtesy of Atikir. This is Atikir's boys. Atikir is one of our producer and host of INCRadio Sacramento and Faith and Melody. See, not just for formal attire, not just for going to worship services, even for casual attire, it's nice to be able to wear something different, something floral like this. It just, like I said, it just brightens up your day. It gives a different look, especially with, young brothers like this wearing them. It's like perfect, just perfect for spring and summer attire. There you go.
Are they gonna? They're all came from Hawaii?
I think they were in Hawaii at that time. So, but it's nice to be able to have that, a variety of different colors, especially for spring. So if you are looking into your closet, maybe time to get rid of like the darks and just put on like, a little bit of color out there. And again, we would be wearing them for a special occasion, especially in our worship services and church events. But at this point, we have a lot of activities going on in the different parts of Canada that we want to feature. So Kuya DP, if you can get our posters out, first we'll have our bumper for our CFO in action. There you go. Thank you, Kuya. Can you just will go through each of the posters because we have quite a lot. Go ahead, Kuya. Okay, so Atika, you can.
Yes. For the District of British Columbia po, actually we held this activity yesterday or last night po, which is a talent workshop for musical instruments. So the district po, hosted by our music team, the district music team hosted a talent workshop, playing different instruments and yeah, and I wish I could play different instruments, but wala akong ganong talent. So, yes po.
Next one, Kuya.
Ayan, Kuya DP. Nasaan na? Yes. Okay, so this one po, we will be holding a Unity Games that will be happening on Friday, April 18 at Simon. Balik tayo, Kuya. Dito tayo tapos. The Unity Games po for the District of British Columbia. So there will be a track and field, table tennis, and board games po. So table tennis for the board games, there will be a chess and Scrabble for the different Christian family organizations po. So, hope po that we will be able to see there at the Simon Fraser University. That's it
Yeah,
po.
there you go. And then, of course, for Edmonton, we saw that little CWS Little Chef. So this is happening tomorrow at 3 p.m. And we have a few, I think a couple from Eastwood representing our locale, because it's going to be kind of like a challenge for the CWS or the children attending our children's worship service. So they will be given a recipe to prepare, and then at the end, I think they will be given ingredients to prepare dessert. So we're inviting the parents. We're also inviting everyone to witness this first ever CWS Little Chef. Kuya DP, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and do our verse of the week because we don't want to miss this verse of the week. If you can go and play our verse of the week.
We often see different trends or practices become popular with so many people, such as manifesting, putting their trust in astrology, or even subscribing to different lifestyles that look so different from how God wants us to live. And many times, it's our friends that are so quick to join in on what's popular, and they may even try to convince us to do the same. But what is it that we should be aware of when it comes to following the newest trend or what's popular? I'm Brother Roel, and let's listen to the advice of the Bible here in our verse of the week. But don't be deceived by what the world promotes. The reality is that unhealthy friends and associates corrupt good character. Be sensible. Do what's right and healthy because it is right and healthy. One thing that we have to understand is that just because something is popular and is being done by so many people, including our friends, does not mean that we should automatically do it as well. Because the Bible says that what the world promotes may deceive us. Unhealthy friends lead to an unhealthy lifestyle, and that's not what we want. And so, what we should always remember is what God has written in the Bible. If what's popular or trending doesn't align with God's words, then it shouldn't align with our lifestyle either. As the Bible says, do what's right and healthy because it is right and healthy. We hope that you were able to find wisdom and inspiration in our verse of the week, and we encourage you to share it with a friend who could use this reminder as well. Stay safe, stay strong, stay faithful. God bless.
And thank you, Brother Roel David, for that very, very insightful following the right trend. It's we're talking about spring fashion, and I always remind my children on this. When you dress up, not just for worship services, even for special occasions, you want to be able to stand out in the crowd. So then, by what you wear, they will know, and you will be distinguished as someone who dresses properly, someone who does not get influenced by what is trending outside, right, at the calf. Because you want to look formal, you want to look right. So then they can see just by the way you dress up, they can differentiate you from how the people of the world dress up. Do you agree on that, Atikat?
Yes, definitely po. And that's what, po, we were taught that especially when we are going for worship services, that we have the high regard or the respect po, that, when you come into the house of worship and you're offering your things to God, that you're in your best, um, appearance, for not just appearance, but it's your in your best suitable attire. And that's what we usually prepare for every single time that we attend a worship service, that we have the dedicated dress or a suit, or our clothes, especially when we are rendering worship services to our Almighty God. And definitely po that every time I just wanted to share a short story, that me and my husband were just going to a grocery store and I'm wearing a dress. People give us a good eye. I'm like, oh, your dress looks nice, right? Or you look really nice, and you definitely get noticed, but even though you're just going on after errands after church, they recognize how you are dressed differently, especially during summer. You have a very nice dress, and it just means to say that you're being noticed. And when you tell them, oh, where did you go? I went to church, and they'll be surprised, like, yeah, what kind of church? And you actually start to have a conversation with the people of the world.
Yes, yes, definitely. We dress up, you know, as in dress up, right? Elsewhere for special occasions. Spiritual occasions deserve our very best. And that's what we are taught inside the Church of Christ. Like you said, that formal, that best attire, because you're not just facing someone, not a person, but you're facing our Almighty God. So you want to look your best. You really want to look, the holiest attire that you can. That's why we're trying to promote, not just the floral fashion, but also what is decent, what is formal, what is proper, especially when we attend our spiritual obligations, right? So for our Christian value for tonight, dressing appropriately on any given occasion shows our respect. More so when we come before the Lord God, we not only show our reverent fear and respect, but this is our way of worship that truly glorifies our Almighty God. So we hope for everyone that tuned in today, you took some good inspiration to really look your best all the time, not just only in springtime, but all the time, especially when we attend our spiritual obligations, especially our worship services. With that said, wow, 1 hour kind of like just flew by so quickly. We thank you all so much for gracing and tuning in to INC Radio Canada tonight with our floral fashion in the spring. We also want to greet Ate Hazel B is also there in our chat. Thank you, thank you. And of course, Ate Kat's husband is there as well. Kuya Christian, thank you, Nak, for tuning in, as well as Sister Lani again from Edmonton, Ka Irene again from Saskatchewan, and everyone that tuned in with us today. Of course, we want to thank Kuya DP, our technical team there in the Philippines. Happy Sunday in the Philippines already. So, of course, our executive producer in the Americas, our Kuya Manly Andaya. We also want to say thank you to our INC radio station manager, Kawali Taray. Thank you as well to Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our CEBSI president and CEO and CFO coordinator. Most of all, we want to thank our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for taking care of all of us inside the Church of Christ, and for platforms like this where we can share our faith, where we can share the teachings that we receive inside the Church of Christ, and hopefully inspire our viewers and listeners to continue tuning into INC Radio, not only to INC Radio, but INC Radio Canada, and as well as other platforms. And oh, you know what? Today I put in INC Radio on, I was searching it, and we are now on the App Store on Apple. Yay! So yes, so search
Wow.
INC Radio, because yes, even our INC Radio original music, they're now on Spotify, and so yes, everywhere you go, I guess you can see it. We are now on Facebook, Instagram. So yes, make sure that when you search it up, subscribe, so then at least you get the notifications for all of the programs that we have. So with that said, I want to thank everyone. Special acknowledgement to our district minister, Carolando Gaviola, our CFO overseer, Cabrian Tekneng, and our district multimedia advisor, Car Rommel Cruz. And also a quick shout out to the local of Eastwood for tuning in, our evangelical worker, Kapatrick Sevilla. What about you, Atikat? Any shout outs to you there?
Yes po, I would like to just greet po our district ministers here in the District of British Columbia, Brother Glendo H. Baitan, and our Assistant District Minister po, Brother Romeo Maglaya, our District's Christian Family Organization Overseer po, Brother Renel Romero, and our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Brian Charles Bellarmino, and our resident worker po, Brother Ralph Escano. Of course, my husband who's watching at the back, Christian Ga. And yes po, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much po for tuning in
to INC Radio Canada. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kuya DP.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye.
O Diyos na pagpamay nagtindig ka ng mga lingkod